It was a normal Saturday evening on November 1, 2025. The time was around 7:39 in the evening. A train from Doncaster was moving towards London King's Cross Station. This was a London North Eastern Railway, or LNER, train. Many people were on board. They were travelers, families, and friends, all going about their lives. The journey was calm and quiet. Passengers read books, talked softly, or looked out at the passing land. No one expected what would happen next. Suddenly, the peaceful trip turned into a scene of great fear. Near the town of Huntington, in Cambridgeshire, a terrible attack happened on the train. What was a normal Saturday evening quickly became a nightmare. People were confused and scared. The train carriage, once a place of rest, filled with chaos and danger. This event was a shock to everyone. After the attack, 10 people were badly hurt. They all needed help from doctors. Emergency teams took them to the hospital very quickly. 9 of these 10 people had very serious injuries that could take their lives. No one had died, but the injuries were severe. The Huntington train attack became a huge story across the United Kingdom. It made everyone think about safety. People asked why this happened and how it could be stopped. It made the nation question how safe public trains and buses truly are. This book will tell the story of the attack, the people involved, and the questions it raised about safety for everyone. 2. The attack. The train was moving fast towards London. It was a Saturday evening, and the journey on the London North Eastern Railway service felt normal for many. People were talking quietly, reading books, or simply looking out the window at the passing landscape. Inside one of the train carriages, however, this peaceful scene shattered into a moment of extreme fear and chaos. Without warning, a man appeared. He was holding a large, shining knife in his hand. Passengers saw him, and a sudden wave of shock moved through the carriage. The quiet sounds of travel were replaced by loud shouts and screams. People did not understand what was happening at first, but then a deep, cold fear took over. The scene quickly turned into pure chaos. People started to move very fast, trying desperately to get away from the danger. They pushed past each other in a desperate attempt to find safety. Some passengers ran towards the small rooms on the train, like the restrooms, hoping to hide there. Others tried to quickly move to different parts of the train, as far as possible from the man with the knife. The air was thick with the smell of panic and the sounds of distress. Witnesses later described seeing a lot of blood. It was on the floor of the carriage and on many people's clothes. This was a truly terrible sight for everyone who saw it. The sound of shouting mixed with cries of pain and the noise of people running and falling. The attack itself was quick, but for those trapped inside, every second felt like an eternity. Many people were seriously hurt during this terrifying event. 10 passengers suffered injuries. 9 of these injuries were very severe, meaning these individuals needed immediate and extensive medical attention. The train, which had begun its journey as a routine way to travel to London, had suddenly become a place of intense terror. Passengers were in deep shock, struggling to process the sudden violence. The feeling of fear was overwhelming. People tried to help others who were crying or hurt, while also trying to protect themselves from the attacker. The entire carriage was filled with a sense of extreme danger and utter confusion. Everyone inside wished for the train to stop and for the nightmare to end, but it continued its fast journey towards the city. This sudden and brutal attack left a lasting mark on everyone who was there, transforming a normal Saturday evening trip into an unforgettable scene of horror and fear. 3. The rescue. The train came to a sudden emergency stop at Huntington Station. This happened at about 7:39 in the evening. Inside the train, there was still much fear and confusion after the attack. Passengers did not know what was happening next. Soon after the stop, many emergency calls reached the British Transport Police. Armed police officers arrived at the station very quickly. They moved onto the train without delay to take control of the difficult situation. Over 30 officers were part of this rapid police response. Their main goal was to stop the danger and secure the area. At the station, police found 2 men and arrested them. They used a taser to stop one of the suspects, as witnesses later described. A very large medical response followed. The East of England Ambulance Service sent a big team. Many ambulances arrived at Huntington Station. 3 air ambulances also flew to the scene from different places to help quickly. Special medical teams, known as hazardous area response teams, also came. These teams are trained for dangerous situations. Paramedics and doctors worked very fast to help the injured people on the train and platform. They gave first aid and moved the patients with great care. 10 people were injured in the attack. All of them needed to go to the hospital right away for medical help. 9 of these 10 had very serious injuries. Their lives were in danger, so they needed immediate treatment. They were taken to different hospitals in the area. Because of the emergency, Huntington Railway Station was closed immediately. All other trains on the East Coast Main Line were stopped or delayed. A main road near the station, the A1307, was also closed. This helped all the emergency services work together in a safe area. The railway company, London North Eastern Railway, asked all passengers not to travel on that line. The police called the event a major incident because of its seriousness. They started a full investigation right away to understand everything. Counter-terrorism police also joined the work, showing how serious the authorities treated the case. This coordinated effort helped save lives and bring the situation under control, but it also caused wide disruption for many travelers. 4. The suspects. After the train made its emergency stop, police officers quickly went onto the train at Huntington Station. They worked fast to find the person responsible. 2 men were arrested right there at the station. These men were taken into police custody for questions. Their names were not made public yet. Important leaders in the country spoke about the terrible event. Prime Minister Keir Starmer said the incident was appalling and deeply concerning. He thought about all the people who were hurt. He also thanked the police, doctors, and all emergency workers for their fast and brave actions. Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood confirmed that 2 people had been taken into custody. Paul Bristow, the mayor of Cambridgeshire, said he heard about horrendous scenes on the train. He sent his good wishes to everyone affected. Because of how serious the attack was, the police officially called it a major incident. At first, they even used a special code word called Plato. This code is for a possible serious terror attack. However, they later decided not to use Plato anymore. Still, the case was very serious. Special counter-terrorism police units joined the investigation. They helped the local police look for important clues and find out more. The full investigation started right away. Chief Superintendent Chris Casey from the British Transport Police spoke to the public. He said that officers were working very hard to understand everything. He asked people not to guess why the attack had happened. He said it would take some time to get all the facts. For now, the real reason for the attack was still a big mystery. Police needed to know what caused the violence and why these 2 men did it. 5. A bigger problem. The attack on the train near Huntington was a terrible event. But it was not just one bad day. This incident showed a bigger problem in the United Kingdom: knife crime. For many years, knife crime has been a serious worry for the country. Many people, including government leaders, call it a national crisis because of how dangerous it is. Numbers show how much the problem has grown. In 2024, police recorded over 55,000 crimes where a knife was used in England and Wales. This number was 4% higher than the year before. It was 80% higher than in 2014. This means a lot more people are using knives in crimes. In 2024, over 260 murders involved a knife. Also, more than 3,700 people went to hospitals after being attacked with a sharp object. Young people are sadly often part of this problem. In 2024, 57 people under 25 years old died because of a knife. A survey in 2023 found that 1 in 4 children had either hurt someone or been hurt. Almost half of them had seen violence. This shows how deeply knife crime affects young lives. The government is trying hard to make streets safer. They have made new laws, like Ronan's Law, to ban certain dangerous knives. They also run programs where people can give up knives safely. Police have taken almost 60,000 knives from the streets. These efforts are helping. In the last year, murders with knives went down by almost 20%. Knife crime overall also dropped by 5%. This was the first time in 4 years. Hospital visits for knife attacks also fell by 10%. This gives hope that the government's plans are starting to work. Knife crime often happens in big cities like London. But the attack near Huntington reminds everyone that this problem can happen anywhere. It can occur on public transport like trains and in smaller towns. The event on the train is a sad part of this national picture. It shows that knife crime is a problem for the whole country, not just specific places. 6. Fear on the train. Are our trains and buses safe? Many people in the UK ask this question after recent events. Most journeys are safe, but how people feel about safety on public transport is very important. Sometimes what people hear or see in the news can make them worried, even if they have not had a bad experience themselves. Studies show that crimes on public transport are a growing concern. Hate crimes based on a person's race or religion have increased by 67% from 2022 to 2025. British Transport Police say everyone deserves to feel safe. They state that bad treatment, threats, and violence will never be allowed, especially when motivated by hate. This problem is not only about actual crimes. It is also about people's beliefs. A report found that people in northern England are changing how they travel. They choose different times or routes, or even stop using buses and trains completely because of safety worries. Even if most trips are fine, the idea of danger makes people change their plans. This feeling of worry can be stronger than personal experience. News stories or things heard from friends can make people feel unsafe. Big events like the Huntington train attack make this feeling much stronger. Such incidents can cause many people to limit their travel, even if the chance of another attack is small. In London, surveys show many people are worried. Around 39% felt worried on public transport recently. 9% of Londoners stopped using it for some time due to a worrying event. On the Underground, common worries include drunk passengers, threatening words, and overcrowding. On buses, people worry about young people causing trouble and threatening behavior. Public transport is vital for everyone. When people are too scared to use it, they can feel cut off. This has wider effects on communities. The government knows this and aims to make things better. New laws, like the Bus Services Act in October 2025, require staff training to handle bad behavior and crime. 7. Why it matters. Keeping places like trains safe is a big challenge. Unlike airports, trains and stations are open to many people all the time. It is hard to make them very secure without changing how they normally work. Public transport needs to be easy for people to use every day. If security was too strict, it would make traveling much harder and less convenient for everyone. Trains have many doors and long carriages, and people get on and off quickly at different stops. This design, while good for moving many people, makes it harder to stop someone who wants to cause harm. Because trains are an open system, there are always places where bad things could happen, even with police doing their best. Public transport is very important for all of us. It is more than just a way to travel. It helps people go to work, school, or visit friends and family. It is especially important for older people, disabled people, and those who do not own a car. Without trains and buses, many people would find it hard to live their daily lives and do important things. Public transport also helps people feel part of the community. It connects towns and cities, making the whole country work better for business and social life. So, keeping it open and easy to use while also safe is a key part of modern society. The attack on the train has deeply changed how many people feel. When something bad and violent happens like this in a public place, it makes everyone feel less safe. People start to worry about things they did not think about before, even in places they used to trust. This worry is not just for the people who were on the train itself. It spreads to the whole community and beyond. News reports and stories about the attack make this feeling stronger across the country. Even if a person has never seen a crime themselves, they might still feel scared or hesitant to travel on public transport after hearing such news. An event like the Huntington attack can make people change their daily habits. They might choose to avoid taking trains or buses, even for short trips. Some might choose different times to travel, or even different routes, trying to find ways they feel more secure. This happens because how safe people feel is a very important part of their daily life. Sometimes what people hear about danger can feel much bigger than the actual statistical risk. The attack caused a lot of fear and worry. It made many people think twice about their safety on public transport. This means the attack had effects far beyond the train itself, touching many lives and changing how people experience their daily journeys. It raised big questions about how safe our public spaces truly are for everyone. The questions left. The Huntington train attack happened on November 2025. 10 people went to the hospital, and 9 had very serious injuries. This event deeply affected many people across the country. It changed how they thought about safety on public transport. Police quickly arrested 2 men at Huntington Station, stopping the immediate danger. Leaders spoke about the incident right away. Prime Minister Keir Starmer called the attack appalling and very concerning. Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood confirmed 2 individuals were in police custody, starting a large investigation. Paul Bristow, the mayor of Cambridgeshire, spoke of the horrendous scenes witnessed. The whole nation felt the shock of this violence. Many important questions remained after the attack. People urgently wanted to know why this terrible act happened. What made someone attack innocent passengers on a train? Chief Superintendent Chris Casey from the British Transport Police explained it was too early to know the full reason. Police needed much more time to investigate. The exact motive for the attack is still not clear. Another big question is how we can prevent such attacks in the future. Public transport, like trains, must stay open for everyone. This makes it hard to secure them completely, unlike airports. The government has worked to reduce knife crime, taking many knives off the streets. They have seen some success. However, the Huntington attack shows that preventing all such violence remains a huge challenge. People now often think more about their safety when they travel. Research shows that fear can change how people use public transport, even if they have not personally seen a crime. Many feel worried on trains and buses. How can we help everyone feel safe again? How can we balance keeping our transport systems open and easy to use while also making them secure? These are big questions for leaders, transport companies, and communities. The Huntington attack made everyone think deeply about public safety. It showed that even with fast police and emergency responses, terrible incidents can occur. We must continue to ask how to prevent them and how to help communities heal. What do you think is the most important thing we can do to make public transport safer for everyone?
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.